Which actually, this is a question that follows up from that, from someone called Riff. He says, at what time during your career did you realise that you are good enough and you should be competing season after season? Was it winning Northern Ireland, or was it just a gradual kind of?
No, I think it was much earlier than that. Now, I turned pro at 19, and I had a really good amateur record. I'd won nearly everything the amateur game had to offer, and I knew that coming in there was going to be much better players than me. Obviously, the older guys, but the ones that were going to be my competition in the future, I was like bashing them up in the junior scene. So it shouldn't really change much in sort of 10, 15 years time. If they had the same competition, it shouldn't really change. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't hit the ground running quicker, even though I got in the top 16 after 3 years, which I don't think anyone else has done. Maybe one or two, maybe. But I was disappointed with that because I wasn't winning tournaments. But the game's hard, and these guys, they're hardened professionals, and there's a different way to win, which took me a long time to realise, to be honest. And I'm still at the point now where I've won 18 tournaments in 18 years, and I'm still disappointed. No, I want to double that. I want to get a lot more. And the people that are winning tournaments, I'm not jealous in any way, but I'm envious because I want to be doing that as well. No, these people are winning 3-4 times a year. I believe I'm good enough to do that.
So it's about your own expectations.
Like no one puts any more pressure on me than I do myself. So regardless of what other people say and think,
we're all the same like that. Obviously, Ronnie's won the UK. He's won the Masters. What do they play? I mean, in terms of like who's going to put it up to it? I mean, explain how difficult it is to sort of keep up with Ronnie and actually, because I thought in the final against Carter, Ronnie just basically wore him down. And there was a point when Ali could have easily been 8-7 in front. That he put it around, didn't get on the pink and into the middle, and it could have changed the result. But what is it? What's the pressure that he puts on you? The intensity, and do you think you need to get to another level in your game to be able to compete regularly? Obviously, you can beat him in matches, no doubt about that. But regularly,
I think you need to forget that you're playing Ronnie. He's just, I know he's a very, very good snooker player. That's like a bit of an understatement, but he's just another player. So you can't control what he does. You have to just play well. I find the matches against Ronnie and the likes of him are easier because the game becomes much more simpler. You're not overthinking. You're just thinking of pot the ball, get on the next ball, and that you have to keep it as simple as possible. Now, obviously, Ronnie, he makes less mistakes than some others, but he still makes mistakes. It's up to you whether you're mentally ready to take them. I think that I didn't see the final. I don't really watch a lot of snooker when I've got beat, but from what I've read, as the match went on, Ali sort of went into his shell a little bit and turned a
little bit evening session, a little bit.
That's the complete opposite approach of what you need to be doing against Ronnie. You need to be more aggressive because you're going to get less chances. You need to show him that you're there for the long run and you're going to take these chances as the match goes on. Like he talked about it in the interview after that, seen that some people have it, some people don't. Know all about bottle. I'm not saying Ali bottled it because I didn't watch it, but there's certain players that I think Ronnie knows that they can beat him.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I think Ronnie knows that.
This is an interesting one. Billy asks, was there a player you thought was destined for the top but never quite got there? Like maybe from your crop or, at all, I guess.
No, I'm not a believer in that. I just believe that if you're going to be good enough, you'll be good enough. There's just different excuses for people along the way. That's the way I've always seen it. If you haven't made it, it's normally because of your own sort of mistakes.
Yeah. And it's normally down to, I think, application and dedication and stuff. Down the years, the amount of talented players that people used to tell me about that were making, this guy's making 10 centuries a day and everything like that. I say, sounds unbelievable player. And then you hear 3 or 4 years later that they've gone into, they've just gone out with their mates, they're drinking, they've just not. I think a lot of the time it comes down to dedication, doesn't it?
I think so. And there's a difference between dedication and actually applying yourself, because you could do 10 hours a day, but if you're not doing it the right way, it's just wasting time. So you need to be structured in it. And I see a lot of young ones now, and they think that just because they do a lot of hours that they're doing the right things, and it's not always about that.
Yeah.
I just genuinely believe that if you're going to be good enough, there's never going to be an excuse big enough or strong enough to stop you from making it.
What's your opinion of Liam Graham?
Young Liam, I actually got on really well with Liam. He comes over to our club a little bit and plays.
Yeah, that's what I've heard that. Yeah,
he's a complete head case. But he's a good kid and he practices hard and he's done well for himself already. He'd come through. I think it was the EBSA under-21s to get on tour, and not a lot of people would have expected it. I would say Liam would probably admit that he wouldn't have been one of the favourites for that event. He hasn't done much on tour yet. It's people like that you want to see do well because he does put the hours in. But like I say, there's sometimes a bit more to it. You need to be applying yourself right as well. But he's a good kid, and I'd like to see him do well.